Hey guys, and welcome here to my next tutorial. So thanks for tuning in again, and in today's tutorial we are deep diving into Lookdeving displacement maps for human skin details. And I made already a tutorial where I showed how to layer displacement maps that are coming from texturing XYZ, but today we're diving a bit deeper into that topic of how to kind of get the nice real result out of them. So let's jump in, right? So I'm using here Houdini and RenderMan, but this also should be possible to follow with Arnold and Maya, for example, or I guess Vera as well. I think with every render engine out there. So before we jump in, a tiny bit of theory. So let's say we have here our surface, right? And then we have a displacement map that is going from 0 to 1. So everything which is 0 is pushing inward. Everything that is 1 will pushing outwards, while everything which is 0.5 will just stay. So far so good. So when we are using the displacement maps that are coming from texturing XYZ and we don't do any remapping of that, the texture will look like something like that probably. I mean, maybe some of the details that will go a bit deeper, some will maybe go a bit higher, whatever, something like that. But what we actually want for skin is we want to have deep pores, but don't push out too much. Deep pores and just pushing out a tiny bit, and deep pores, and I think you get what I mean. And this actually really helps to get more of this realism behavior of skin. And as I said earlier already in some other tutorials on organic stuff, it's really a shit ton of minor, small details that add on top to get the realism in the end. So here in Houdini, you can just ignore everything here above. We are just looking here at this, guys. This is just a displacement. And we're bringing that here into the collect output node. And here I have just set the overall gain that is depending on my scene scale. So on your end, it will be probably just 1 or 0.1, whatever. This is just scene scale depending. And all the magic is happening here. So RenderMan actually has pretty cool nodes. They are made for displacement maps. These are Pixar transform nodes, and you have the layer node for them to blend them correctly. But as I said, you can also do that with other render engines as well. The only thing you need is a layer node, which would be something like that. Not like that, sorry, the layer Pixar layer blend, where you just have all the different layers, and then you have the blend modes, and then you just have to choose the right blend mode. And to replicate this node here, you can use, for example, a ramp node. What is important that you have 3 points you can control, or at least, yeah, I would say 2 would work as well. I guess with the remap node, AI remap or range node, it would work as well. But it's just important that you have the midpoint secured, because we don't want to touch the midpoint. Just as I said before in Photoshop, the midpoint should stay the same. What we want to do is, let me make that a bit bigger. We want to bring down the ones. So we want to go here for maybe something like 0.6. So we are pushing outwards way less as we are pushing inwards. That's how you can do it in another render engine as well. So then you just pipe in the different channels. But we are here in RenderMan land, and RenderMan is cool. And let me explain what I'm doing here. So we have here the displacement map which is simply just a channel packed displacement map, which is coming from texturing XYZ. And then of course RGB, as I explained already in the layer tutorial. And here I'm changing the values differently. So as you can see here, the red channel, which is the biggest one, I pretty much left on the depth. So it's just going all the way in, but I don't want to have these high details pushing out that much. So I went here for a value of 0.7. While here on the green channel, where we have a lot of fine details, I went with a bit other values. So here I don't push out actually that much. I think not even, I don't even push out, while the depth is pushing out a bit more. And here in the blue channel, here in the blue channel we have, as I said already in my previous tutorial about layering, we have the super fine details, and they're actually very crucial for the roughness value of your skin. So the higher you have that, the kind of rougher it will get, because these are super high frequency details. So I didn't want to have them here pushing out too crazy, so I went here down a bit. And I changed here the amount of these layers in my blend node. So as we can see here, it's the base. So the base is already dialed down by almost 50%, which is this guy here. Then we have the green one, which sits here at around 37%. So we're just doing a tiny bit of that. So when you look at that, so the values will probably look a bit big, but here you can see I'm only on 30% of the blue one, and this will then go in here into my displacement node. So as I said, you can do the exact same with this guys here. Then you just have here the red channel, which is going in. Then here you have the green channel going in, and here you have here's the green, and here we have the blue one. And then you can layer them together. So I think you have to change them to a midpoint of 0, that you can use the addition blend mode here on your node. But I guess overlay should work as well. So this is basically already the tutorial. This is what I wanted to show you. And as we can see in the viewport, it's actually working pretty nice. And this is a short tutorial. It's more of maybe a tips and tricks tutorial about some skin displacement values and technique I wanted to share with you guys, because I think this can really help for your work. And I hope you enjoyed the video, and see us next time. Bye bye guys.